I'll have scores around the league for you at the half. But it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they come in pretty desperate here for a win as they've started the year 0-5.
And it seems way too early to start talking about hot seats. But guess what? When a team is 0-5, people start wondering about their jobs.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. Leading them out is the former first-rounder from all the way back in 2004 from Miami of Ohio, Ben Roethlisberger.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Back to the air, Roethlisberger after the pick 6. Defensively, that's Earl Thomas, the all-pro safety, knocking it free. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
And they come off a tough loss last week, and what's their reward? A second straight road game. Rarely are teams happy about scheduling. They're always calling the league office saying, how come we have this game and that game? But when you're coming off of a loss on the road and you go right into another one, that's a difficult task.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Watch out for Hill on the return. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. They will be led out by the former Heisman Trophy winner back in 2016. Always a handful to contain, Lamar Jackson.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. First carry for James Conner, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stump that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And the Ravens taking the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Here's Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jalen Samuels, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one was taking me for a doctor there. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And the big boys up front in the trenches, what do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
55. Hey, eat. All day, dog. 36.
From the 40 now on second down. Jackson, and his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there. And now it's third down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. To throw again is Jackson. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
198. Watch 98.
Again, Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. And they keep those sticks moving forward, that time with a gain of 3. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson being chased out left. He's going to take off with it. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him the first down.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a first down, but a big gain to boot.
Now Jackson under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
You better be ready next time.
Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they come up now 2nd and goal. 7-7, our score after 1. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. To throw is Jackson. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's...
And he will find Hurst in the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens. Hayden Hurst, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Ben Roethlisberger and the Steeler offense back onto the field. Hey, Charles, it's the second quarter. Your team's losing. You're not playing well as the quarterback, but Like I said, it's the second quarter, so how worried right now are you?
You're concerned, but you're not panicked because you know there's still an opportunity. No one's excited about his stat line right now. 1 touchdown pass, okay, that's cool, but he's throwing an interception as well. Can he eliminate the mistakes and keep making the positive plays, the good plays? That's what they're looking for from him.
Time to find out if he can do just that. This is Connor trying to run inside, but nothing there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. He'll try and run for it with Connor. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Not to think about some misdirection or something to try and...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Matt Judon in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
Apparently, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Matt Judon, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here's Hill on the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's only had a couple of carries. I mean, when you've got a horse like this, second quarter, got to start to ride that horse a little more, don't you?
You can't just neglect him. He's got to touch it, and often, in order to get maximum out of him. Typically, these types of backs, it's the accumulation of carries, and that's when you see the damage as the game goes on.
Yeah, let's see. They're going to try to get him into the flow, we would assume here. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Now Jackson on first down. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or...
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From midfield now, here's Roethlisberger. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Roethlisberger. Setting up the screen, this is Samuels. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end, McDonald. And he'll go down at the 28. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Ready? 2:30.
Throwing again on second down. Roethlisberger. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So the sack and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger will throw. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Boswell's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
This will be caught by Brown. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Jackson from the shotgun. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. It was Minkah Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Jackson going to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 35. Jackson throwing once more. He'll take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was Minkah Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Jackson will throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Tucker's kick right there, it's good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. The Ravens ready to receive it. And they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25. Call it the 26-yard line. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Snead's got it. And some room to work. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On 2nd down, it's Hill. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. And he will find his man on the outside. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll go with Hill here on 1st down. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Defense.
So naturally they will decline it. They got the 1st down anyway on the play.
Who needs a penalty when you picked up the 1st down through hard work and effort anyway? 1st down.
Let's go, D. Tighten up, tighten up.
Following the penalty, it's Hill. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down.
2nd and 10 at the Steelers' 30.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt.
Well, enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. From midfield now, here's Jackson. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. Now it's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the 3rd. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
On 1st and 10 is Connor. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys and continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And it's caught. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Vance McDonald, his first touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
And nowadays in NFL football, you have to account for all the receivers, sure, but the tight end's such a weapon, and they prove it right there.
Oh, without a doubt. And we're seeing now the golden age of tight ends catching the football. I go back to K1ngMe419's. To me, he was a prototype of what we're seeing today. We're seeing it each and every week now.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Hey, check. He's coming.
On the ground with Hill to begin the drive. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Jackson down. From the gun, he'll throw. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. 4th down, here's Jackson. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of times the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all of those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. On 2nd down now, it's Connor. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. The Steelers on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Roethlisberger, and he finds McDonald. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Now, the intended receiver out of the backfield was Jalen Samuels. But it's going to be 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Roethlisberger. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they are able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter.
This is similar to baseball where you walk the leadoff hitter and you don't expect him to come around and score. Almost impossible. Anytime a defense has to defend a short field, you usually end up seeing the result we saw, giving up points.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now here come the Ravens. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson has got his man. It's Andrews. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
his position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down. To throw again is Jackson. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and goal with this game still hanging in the balance.
He's checking, he's hang on. Crash. You go tight. You kneel. You got tight right there.
They'll try to pound it in with Hill. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Justice Hill, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. The extra point, a vital one, and he gets it to go. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you've pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused, because they still have some work to do?
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Johnson's got it complete. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. To throw again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. This was an excellent read.
Like 30. Silver. Under 10.
They go draw play. This is Samuels. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. He'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Roethlisberger and his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th.
After the interception, here's Jackson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. And the young buck, the rookie, just racked up his first career interception.
And how about the scouting department? They've got to be very happy right now because in NFL parlance, he's a 3rd-day selection. Anyone after the 4th round, that's big-time scouting right there, and what a great play he just made.
This is caught inside the 15. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, a run with Connor. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown late in the game. They look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
This one taken from the 7. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. And, a